Hello everyone, this is a continuation of your lesson Quantum Mechanical Model of Atom, class 11 Chemistry, and in this video we are going to see about the quantum numbers. So what is quantum numbers? So quantum numbers helps us to find out the position and position of an electron which revolves around the nucleus, and there are four types of quantum number, four sets of quantum number. So first one is principal quantum number n, azimuthal quantum number L, magnetic quantum number m, spin quantum number s. So these four set of quantum number helps us to find out the nature of an electron, the position of an electron which revolves around the nucleus. First let's see the principal quantum number. It represents the energy level. So where in which energy level we can find out the electron. We can predict it by knowing the principal quantum number, and it is denoted by n, and the n can have values 1, 2, 3 and goes on. Okay, and if n is equals to 1, it represents the k shell, and if it is 2, it represents m shell, and 3 m, n and o shells, and it is goes on. So look at this picture, the first one. So if n is equals to 1, that is the first shell, that is a k shell, and if n is equals to 2, next one L shell, n is equals to 3, m shell, n is equals to 4, n shell. Okay. And by use you can also find out maximum number of electrons which can be accommodated in each energy level. If it is if n is equals to 1, the electron should be in a k shell, and how many electrons can be present there can be found out by using the formula. The formula is 2n square, and we can also calculate the energy of an electron by knowing the value n, principal quantum number n. So by using the formula, En is equals to minus 1312.8 into z square divided by n square. So by using this formula, we can also find out the energy of an electron, and we can also calculate the distance of electron from the nucleus by using this formula. Rn is equals to 0.539 n square by Z Armstrong. So if we know the value of n, we can find out the in which shell the electron is present, and what is the energy of that electron, and how much distance it is from the nucleus. So we can calculate these three values if you know the principal quantum number of an electron. And next one is the azimuthal quantum number and or subsidy quantum number, and it is represented by small l, and it can take the integral value from 0 to n minus 1. For example, if n is equals to 5, okay, if n is equals to 5, the L can have the values from 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so if n is equals to 5, it can take up the values n minus 1, okay, from 0 to n minus 1. So these are the azimuthal quantum numbers. So for each azimuthal quantum number, we can predict the shape of the orbital, that is a subshells. We can find out in which subshells the electrons will be present. Okay, if L is equals to 0, the electron is present in s orbital. If L is equals to 1, it is present in p orbital. If L is equals to 2, it belongs to d orbital. If L is equals to 3, it belongs to f orbital. If L is equals to 4, it belongs to g orbital. Next, the maximum number of electron which can be accommodated in a given shell can be calculated by using this formula. The formula is 2 into 2L plus 1. So in each subshell, the maximum number of electrons, how much electron it can hold, that we can calculate using this formula, 2 into 2L plus 1. And by using this azimuthal quantum number, we can also calculate the angular momentum of the orbital, and it is given by the formula root of L into L plus 1 into h by 2 pi. So this is a formula to calculate the angular momentum of a subshell. Next is a magnetic quantum number. So it is denoted by the letter ml, and it takes the values ranging from minus L to plus L through 0. That is, if L is equals to 1, the magnetic quantum number can be minus 1, 0, plus 1. Okay. And what does this magnetic quantum number represents is, it denotes the different orientation of orbitals in space. So it denotes the different orientation of orbitals in space. So that is here. So if L is equals to 0, the electron will be in a s orbital, and for L is equals to 0, the magnetic quantum number is also 0, and its orientation, it will be in a spherical shape. It doesn't orient towards any direction. Okay, so it is in a spherical shape. And next, if L is equals to 1, so the corresponding m value there are 3 m values: minus 1, 0, plus 1. So the subshells for L is equals to 1, the subshell is p orbital, and it will be in 3 different direction. So p minus 1 and p 0 and plus 1. Okay, so it will be in a 3 different directions. And the same way for if L is equals to 2, the m can have 5 values, that is minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. So if L is equals to 2, then it is a D subshell, and it can have a possible 5 orientations are possible. And here in this diagram, I have shown only 3 orientation. 2 more orientations are possible here. So the magnetic quantum number, it provides an experimental justification of Zeeman effect. So Zeeman effect is nothing but the splitting of spectral lines in presence of a magnetic field, and this magnetic quantum number explains the Zeeman's effect. And next, the magnitude of the angular momentum. We can determine the magnitude of angular momentum using the azimuthal quantum number L, whereas the direction of the orbital can be determined by using the magnetic quantum number. And yeah, so this angular quantum number, so by using this L, we can find out the angular momentum. So angular momentum quantum number L, for L, if L is equals to 0, the subshell is S, and the number of orbitals is 2L plus 1. So it is 2 into 0 plus 1, it is 1, and the values of ml is 0. And next, for L is equals to 1, number of subshells is 3, and the magnetic quantum number is minus 1, 0, plus 1. And for L is equals to 2, the subshell is D, and the number of orbitals possible is 5, and the values of magnetic quantum numbers are minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. And for L is equals to 3, the number of orbitals possible are 7, and the values of m are -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3. So next quantum number is spin quantum number. So spin quantum number is denoted by the letter ms, and usually we'll consider that the electron revolves around the nucleus as well as it spins around itself. It has its own spin, and it can be either in clockwise or in anti-clockwise direction. It was a consideration in a classical quantum physics, and but this visualization is not true. And how we have to understand is the electrons are spinning in the magnetic field. So it is based on the magnetic field. The spin of an electron is has to be studied, and two maximum values possible for this quantum numbers are +12 and -12. So look at the spin quantum number. So here, so the magnetic field is reversed. So if the magnetic field is reversed, the spin is also reversed. So look at here, it is from this direction, and for this the spin is +12, and for this electron it is upward direction. So the magnetic field is in opposite direction. So the spin of an electron is a property that depends on the magnetic field present there. Okay, and spin quantum number can take up two values, +12 and -12. The next one is a quantum number and its significance. So what is the purpose of this quantum number? So by knowing the quantum number, we can find out the electrons. So actually this quantum number is giving the address, it's like an address of an electron. Okay. So for example, if they are given the principal quantum number of an electron as 2, then you can say that that electron is present in L shell, and it will be in a p orbital. So because if n is equals to 2, the corresponding m value can be 0 or 1, and if they have mentioned as a 8th electron or 5th electron, so based on that you can calculate whether it is in a s orbital or p orbital. So by knowing this principal quantum number, you can find out the in which subshell the electron is present, and what is its magnetic quantum number, and what is its spin also based on that. And this table column also represents the same. So that's it. We'll continue the remaining of the lesson in the next video. Thank you.